Hey, it's Jason with jamzDOTnet, cars, DIY, and adventures, and I'm coming from you from a location that you may have not seen, our little tiny in-house Peloton studio. We have the rower, the treadmill, and the bike, and I'm going to jazz this room up with some additional lights. Affordable, cheap. It's going to be 18 foot and going to be uplighting and downlighting that can even be controlled via an app as well as attuned to different music as it plays. Let's get these bad boys installed. Okay, let's get these unboxed. You might have noticed I've installed some of these lights throughout my building and house. These are the Lumary Smart Lights. They can be permanent outdoor or indoor lights, depending on the application and how you plan to use them. I really like these lights because you get a lot of control and functionality. So let's unbox them and see what these specific ones are all about. Yes, I'm excited to embark on a journey. It gives you all the information, instructions, all the notes on how to use it, and even how you can install them. Choose the wall you want to install them on. These are 18 feet with 14 lights, and they're going to kind of be like a spotlight effect. You can kind of get something going like this where you go up and down and that sort of thing, which I think is super cool. So then you connect it to your app, and the rest of this manual is all about the app. So that just shows you how easy it is to install these. Let's unbox them even more. So these are the actual lights. Let's go ahead and put this box aside. This is what you're going to be working with, and you can see it comes out both sides. So when you stagger them, you get a light that goes up and a light that goes down, which I think would be super cool. And then outside of the lights, you get the actual controller that you can use to control the lights, and the power brick right here, and then the power cable. Now these are specifically tailored more towards indoor usage, but they do make some that can be done outside. So these are the indoor lights that can give you a really cool looking design on your wall. I think that is just super cool for a gym, or if you're trying to create a little Peloton-like studio, you can get this. Now with it being 18 feet, my intent is going to be to focus on this back wall and basically kind of go down, up, that sort of thing. I'll plug it in probably right here, and then I'll run it. Or I might plug it in here. I don't know. I have to determine where I'm going to plug it in at. But this is going to be my primary wall that I want these lights to be on. In the package, they give you some extra 3M tape adhesive, which is nice. You get these little extra guys if you need them. And they also give you screws, so if the application you're doing, you want to actually screw it in. For my application, I am just going to use the 3M tape and stick it. Let me get these unraveled and see how they look on the floor so I can get an idea of the width. Okay, so a slight change of plans. Instead of doing this wall, we are going to do it on this wall. So we're going to kind of go this way, then up, and keep it about 6 feet off so we can go up under the mini split. And we're just making them diagonal. It's 3M tape, it holds great. And however you mount it, you can actually twist this and kind of create the design you want. So let me go ahead and get the rest of these hooked up, and then I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, so the lights are installed. This is the pattern. Instead of doing this wall, we ended up doing this wall right here and kind of did that up and down motion to give the light pattern that the instructions were talking about. The last light ends here. You get quite, this is what, 32 or 36 inch doorway. I think it's 32 inches here, all the way down to the controller, all the way to the outlet. And I just use some zip ties here to secure everything really nice above the door. So while they do give you a controller, I'm going to be configuring this with the app. So let's go ahead and set the app up and get these connected to Wi-Fi. Okay, so the first step is you're going to want to download the Lumary app. I actually already have this app downloaded because I use these lights at my building. So you can see the Lumary app. Once you download it, you would click Add, which is the plus button up here. But if you don't have the app, you download it, you register an account, and then you connect to the actual lights. So to do that, what you would do is click the little plus button here, say add device, and it's going to search for nearby devices, but you have to make sure it's in pairing mode. The instructions are actually saying upon boot up, they go in pairing mode. So I'm just going to power them down by unplugging them. And I'm going to plug them back in. And I guess that's the pairing mode right there. And then if I go over here to the app, it should find them. So I just brought my phone a little bit closer and you can see that it has now discovered them. So you just power it down and then power them up. And then it's going to want me to input it on my Wi-Fi. So let me get my Wi-Fi password. Once it adds, everything will show up here. You can name the lights what you want. I'm going to name them Gym Lights. But once you add them, you can see all of the functionality that you'll get. The number of bulbs according to the actual number of bulbs on the string. This has 14. So I would go down here and select 14. And then it's going to give you all of the control under the sun of these lights. So let's go in the room and take a peek. Now I want to make a correction. I set it up as 14 lights, but for whatever reason, you had to say 28 lights. When I did 14, it just showed half. So by default, it wanted to be 14, but I had to go ahead and make it half. So the real cool thing is you can go in here, right? And I'm gonna go to this guy down here, and you can just select pre-designed flows that it has. And you can even go into festival, and you could say I want Christmas lights. And it will actually change the lights to those themes. I want, let me select Christmas. I don't think I did there. So then you have Christmas lights. So you can see you start getting all of the different themes, and you can set these up on schedules. You could also go in and say mood. And you know what? I want Dream of the Sea. And then it's going to give you Dream of the Sea lights, whatever this is. It looks like it's slowly dimming them and doing some pretty cool stuff like that. So this app gives you just a boatload of functionality. And on top of that, you can go in here and control each bulb individually and actually build your own design for exactly how you want it to look. In conjunction with all of this, when you're in here, you can actually go in and say schedule, and you can set this up. You could say, cut on every day at this specific time, cut off at this specific time. So if you're always going to come into the gym at 8 a.m., hey, cut them on at 8 a.m., cut them off at 9 a.m. Or like the outdoor lights I have by this company, I have them set with sunset and sundown. So you just get a whole lot of functionality built into the lights, which is super cool. And you can even go into music and you can do rhythm. So you can say, I want to sync it with specific rhythm that I'm playing, like happy music. And it will basically listen to the music and it will sync based on what it's hearing. So I think that's kind of a cool feature. If you're listening to something, it can sync with it. I typically just use some of the pre-built filters in here. I really do like those, and I think they've done a good job giving you a lot in the library that you can play with. And again, more festival lights that you have, just tons of them. We could go in here and do football day if we wanted to, as well. So as you can see, you get a lot of changing ability to do things in here. And I think it adds a pretty darn cool look to this room. And I do think for the price you pay for them and the functionality you get, absolute thumbs up. So this is Jason with jamzDOTnet. These are the lights, super cool, especially in this application. We have this room dark on purpose, and then we have various lights that we can turn on to kind of jazz things up ever so much. So if you're looking for some cool gym lights or good lights for your kids' room or inside or gaming room or whatever application you can imagine, I would definitely recommend these Lumary lights on Amazon. The link is in the description. Let me know what you think. And as you can see, easy to install and pretty darn easy to program. Thanks for watching.